Good evening, everybody. Hope all is well. It's definitely a big transition from what we've had in terms of temperatures and weather patterns, things like that, guys. So we're definitely moving away from one of the coldest Christmases on record. As you can see there, guys, you can see those temperatures dip massively. A lot of locations were in the negative. So
Yeah, that's actually the first day I'm actually not in 5 layers. I'm actually just wearing a t-shirt and jeans probably for the first time in a week. So it just feels nice just to not feel like Ralphie's brother from A Christmas Story.
Can't
Not,
put my arms down.
exactly. So that's probably everybody's nutshell feeling, even down in the deep south where they're not used to this. So definitely a nice thaw and pretty much a late Christmas present or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa present for everybody. So that's definitely
There you go. Exactly. It's definitely a nice present in terms of Mother Nature giving us presents. It's nice getting these every once in a while. But yeah, definitely, guys. It was definitely a very, very cold Christmas and New Year's. Going to be a warm New Year's. It's a cold Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. So it's definitely going to be a pretty interesting warm up as well coming up. So we'll definitely take a look at that. All right, guys, you can see those temperatures, especially along the Gulf Coast there, definitely rising into the 60s and 70s. 80s down in Florida as well popping up, and even into Mexico we have some 80s as well. However, that cold is still lingering a little bit to the north. Temperatures are in the 30s and 20s up there, guys. Really not much like what we saw before. This pattern has definitely changed a lot. It's definitely better than the negative temperatures that we had, as well as the single digits as well. So it's definitely nice to see a warm up around this time of year, especially around New Year. Unfortunately, some celebrations may have to be put on hold for some areas, especially the South, guys, and possibly even the North as well, as we take a look at a blizzard event, possibly, and the severe weather in the South. So it's definitely be crazy.
Yeah, Mother Nature's definitely creating fireworks of her own this holiday season.
All right, guys. So there's going to be a multitude of storms hitting the Pacific West Coast here, guys, and the Pacific Northwest. You can just see those storms rolling in, guys. You can see the snow throughout the mountainous terrain, and the torrential rainfall on the western coast there. So it's definitely going to be pretty crazy. Also, thank you for joining me, brother.
Absolutely.
It's definitely awesome.
Trying to redeem myself from yesterday. So hopefully.
I think it was a good job, man. It was definitely a good job. Hey guys, take a look at these snowfall totals in Sierra Nevadas here, guys. Some snowfall totals may actually exceed 17 feet in some locations.
Ooh, I have never seen numbers like this before. So to put in comparison, Zach is around 6 foot, 6'1", give or take. I am around 6'4", 6'5", give or take, good or bad day. So imagine that, and then stacking 2 or 3 of us as a single person, and then that's what the snow amount they're going to get for this year of Nevada. Of course, it's going to be multiple snow events. It's not just from one particular storm or one particular front. So this is going to be a multitude of storms hitting the areas, which is good news for the drought monitor, which we'll take a look at later. But
definitely, for sure, it's definitely an intense situation in terms of snow, guys. I mean, as Justin said, stack 2 or 3 of us on top of each other. And that's the kind of snow totals we're talking about here, guys. That's insane. All right, guys. So basically, we have a battle zone going on. Actually, going to head into next week, guys. We have the dry, cold air coming down from the north. We have the moist Pacific air coming up from the southwest here, guys. And we also have the warm, moist air coming up from the Gulf and the Atlantic here, guys. With the jet stream dipping down a little bit, we're going to have a very, very chaotic situation, especially as we head into next week, guys, especially the 2nd, the 3rd, possibly even the 4th as well. So it's definitely interesting to see. It's definitely keeping us busy in terms of forecasting for sure. And you could just see that line of storms there, guys, developing from eastern Texas through Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama as well, and eventually getting into our area as well. So we could definitely even see some thunderstorms in our area. So it's definitely pretty interesting to see, guys. that line is strong.
Oh, absolutely. It looks like it's like a training effect, like just like leading on from west to east there, just
Oh,
feeding
it
the storm
definitely
for
is.
sure.
Hopefully, hopefully this helped a little bit. Let me see if this works. Let's see here. All right, guys. So this is the actual low level jets. This is the 850 millibar winds here, guys. You can definitely see that low level jets definitely start to ramp up, especially in eastern Texas, Louisiana, in the Arklatex area as well. And that actually expands even and goes into Mississippi and Alabama as well, heading into Georgia and Tennessee. So it definitely could be a very interesting severe weather event next week for sure. Eventually, it does get into our area up here as well. We'll definitely have to see. I think we're going to be in the 40s, in the 50s. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with the severe weather. Nevertheless, we'll probably at least still do a live stream or a couple videos. Definitely taking a look at some of the totals here, guys, and then maybe do a couple videos outside just to see
Yeah,
what's
definitely.
going on. Definitely experience the elements for sure. It's definitely exciting. Um, we do like to take these events seriously. However, we're meteorologists, so
Absolutely.
we tend to get a little bit excited when these storms.
Big time.
Yeah, so it's definitely pretty crazy, guys. Nice.
And these are just looking at some of the Torcon values here. Torcon values pretty much determine the percentage of what tornadoes are going to be affecting in that area. One being the yellowish, usually it's 9 or 10, usually being the highest. So definitely parts of areas of this a beaten pass of in between Texas and Louisiana definitely getting affected, and definitely parts of south central Alabama there getting into some of the Torcon values as well there.
Exactly. Yeah. So there was a couple values of 2, 3, and possibly even 4 there, guys. So that represents a percentage. So that would be 20 to 40% chance of tornadoes there, guys. So this is still a long way out yet, but we'll definitely keep this in mind as we definitely continue taking a look at the forecast here, guys.
So, what a difference a week it is weather-wise. This time last week, it was not looking pretty. Definitely deep freeze. Actually, all 50 states were experiencing levels of sub-freezing
Yeah.
temperatures, including Hawaii of all places. I
Exactly.
haven't seen parts of they're reaching below freezing, and even dipping down into parts of central Mexico, even getting affected in this as well. So,
Exactly. It was definitely, for lack of a better term, guys, the weather tried to kill us last week. So it's definitely pretty crazy. We definitely had a lot of freezing temperatures, as Justin said, even in Hawaii. So that's definitely pretty interesting to see. It even expanded into the Gulf of Mexico as well and portions of Florida. So it was definitely pretty crazy to see these temperatures that cold, guys.
and now. And it's definitely a turn of events. We're actually getting a lot warmer temperatures now in the area, which will definitely help with some of the snow melt in certain areas. So definitely, that's a good sign there. As parts of we'll get to it later. Parts of Buffalo experienced a horrible event there in the past week or so. With unfortunately deaths occurred. The latest toll was 39 in that area. So definitely our hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to the families who got affected by this blizzard. It's definitely gut wrenching event, especially during the holidays. Just losing a loved one, I can only imagine what.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, it would be. It's definitely heartbreaking to see, the devastation in terms of the actual death toll across the United States and as well in the Buffalo guys. So yeah, we'll definitely check those numbers out. But yeah, like Justin said, our thoughts and prayers and our hearts go out to the families affected by these blizzard conditions, snow conditions as well as the cold. I saw that couple people there, I think it was 5 or 6 of them that actually had cardiac arrest outside. In these freezing temperatures, probably most likely trying to shovel snow.
Yeah, it's definitely
You
a
know,
thing. Definitely, snow is actually surprisingly heavy in some of these circumstances. So if you're definitely shoveling out there, definitely use the right technique. If you absolutely have to, don't until the storm will pass over. Just
exactly.
let some of Mother Nature take some of the run away from you just so.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, if you have to wait until a warming event like we see now, it's probably what's best. It's definitely not good to be outside. Um, it's definitely crazy, and it's very heartbreaking and gut wrenching to see that people have died from this system. So Buffalo residents stranded without food. A storm death toll hits 38, and then Justin said 39 actually. So the U.S. winter storm death toll rises to 61 or 62 now, guys. So that's definitely very, very heartbreaking to see. Especially, we never like to see anybody die from any weather events. Unfortunately, it does happen. But we're trying to coordinate with all the other meteorologists out there. And all the other YouTube channels, guys. So we definitely want to make sure that the information gets out there, so that lives can definitely be saved, guys.
Even saw a video of some police officer in Buffalo actually using like a little. I'm trying to think of this best way possible, like a little conveyor belt system just to try to use different cars just to try to get people off the road. So definitely, big shout out to them for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, it's definitely they definitely have a hard job for sure. And take a look at these events, guys. This is actually from Buffalo, so this is near Vanderbilt. It's just crazy, guys. It's almost definitely a whiteout condition. You can see the wind there as well. That is definitely pretty crazy, guys. The winds, some of the winds there actually exceeded 75 miles per hour off the lakes. There was a lot of coastal flooding, coastal erosion as well. And unfortunately, as we stated earlier, 39 people have lost their lives in the city of Buffalo and the surrounding community. So it's definitely very, very heartbreaking to see, guys. You can see that stop sign right there is almost unrecognizable.
Absolutely.
So.
And actually, I actually saw a video out from Erie County here in Pennsylvania that ice actually completely covered a restaurant.
Whoa.
Believe it or not.
Wow.
So, yeah, being so close to the water there, Lake Erie, some of the ice, just.
We did. I think you did mention that.
Yeah, that ice phenomenon that you get some ice just plumbing in, just taking out whatever is in front of it or just covering it in general, and that was one of the things we mentioned, and then unfortunately some of that stuff did happen. So
yeah, it's definitely that's absolutely heartbreaking. Wow, and it's crazy to see a phenomenon like that. A restaurant getting completely covered in ice. I mean, that's devastating.
I believe the term is ice tsunami, if I'm not mistaken. If I believe that's what it's called.
Wow, ice tsunami, huh?
Yep.
Wow, okay. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I guess it works out like that because some of the waves.
Exactly.
So, I guess it works as the same way. Except
and then with the colder temperatures, it just almost freezes.
Instantly, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, take a look at this, guys. So we definitely have a warming trend. Fortunately, coming into most of the country here, so many of the areas that were affected by the sub-freezing temperatures and below zero temperatures are actually going to experience a warm-up. Some cases in Texas here down along the Gulf Coast, central Texas into Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, some temperatures may be up to 30 degrees above normal here, guys. So that's definitely a very, very positive thing. Unfortunately, with these temperatures and the dew points and all the ingredients coming together, we are going to have some severe weather events coming into play as well. So unfortunately, it's a double-edged sword here, guys. We trade one extreme for another. So it's definitely going to be an interesting, at least next week for sure. And then even beyond that, up until through January 8th so far is how long the models go out. And the models are showing a plethora of storms hitting the West Coast and eventually coming across the United States, creating severe weather events, blizzard events. So it's definitely going to be very, very intense over the next couple weeks, guys.
Yeah, we just want to take a look at some of the temperature differences between Christmas Day and New Year's Day. So this is a week out. So definitely for our area in Pittsburgh, it was 15 degrees on Christmas Day, and the high for New Year's Day is 48. So that's a difference of 33 degrees, which is actually the biggest difference in the...
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy to see. Yeah, it's definitely crazy to see that our area here in Pittsburgh is actually going to experience the biggest difference in temperatures. So that's definitely pretty dynamic there.
Yeah, an interesting thing I saw a chart that had a wind chill of -30, And then the high temperature of today, it was almost a 90-degree difference between the feel and the actual
Yeah,
temperature.
the real feel and the actual
Yeah.
temperatures. Yeah, that's that's insane to see a 90 degree temperature difference for sure.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's definitely pretty crazy. Boston, Massachusetts on Christmas Day, 27 degrees. These are just temperatures, guys. These didn't even include the real field temperatures. However, New Year's Day, 54 degrees for the high, so that's a difference of 27 degrees increase, guys. That's definitely pretty crazy.
Even parts of the South, like Tampa, Florida, they were at 45 degrees for the Christmas Day high temperature, and they're going to be up into 77 as my personal vendetta for Florida grows and instrumentally as the streams go on. Actually, we love you, Florida.
Oh yeah, we love you
And your
guys.
crazy iguanas.
Yeah,
And so that's a difference of 32 degrees there. So definitely, even parts of New Orleans had a 29 is having a 29-degree difference. So
definitely. And Myrtle Beach, where your grandparents are
Yeah,
at as
they
well,
even
they're
live in
definitely experiencing a 25-degree increase. So
so
that's definitely pretty good there for sure. It's definitely going to feel nicer out there, guys. Buffalo, New York, right now, coming in at 22 for the high on Christmas, coming up to about 39 for New Year. So still 17-degree increase. So that'll definitely help to melt some of that snow, guys. Fargo, North Dakota, even coming up about 18 degrees. 1 degree as the high temperature on Christmas, and 19 for New Year. So still pretty cold up there. However, definitely not as cold as it was. Definitely Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So it's definitely nice to see the temperatures are on the increase.
absolutely.
But yeah, take a look at the precipitation amounts, guys. This is over the next 240 hours, guys. So you can definitely see those atmospheric river events are definitely going to take shape over the Pacific, especially California here, guys. Where some areas along the coast of California are going to see 15 inches of rain from the system. So definitely be on the lookout for mudslides, landslides, things like that. Flash flooding definitely going to be prominent. You can see in the Sierra Nevadas there as well, as we mentioned earlier, over 17 feet of snow in some of those areas, guys. So that's pretty crazy. And even down here in the south, the orange and reddish areas here, guys, those are precipitation values between 2 and 7 inches. So definitely be on the lookout for that, guys.
And even some gray and white parts in the Panhandle of Florida there, as well as extreme southern parts of Alabama there.
Exactly. That's in the range between 7 to 10 inches are possible in those areas. So it's almost like a tropical storm event, But it's actually going to be a multitude of storms impacting the area. So here in Pittsburgh, we're like in the orangish area, so we're definitely going to have to look out for flash flooding as well. That's about 2 inches of precipitation. So it's definitely pretty crazy, guys. It's definitely going to be an intense situation for sure.
Yeah, instead of all 50 states being freezing, all 50 states, all the lower 48 looks like they're going to have some sort of rain there.
Oh, for sure. And this is a map of the drop monitor, guys. So you can definitely see there is significant drought conditions in California, especially within the central regions of California here, even up to Oregon as well, Utah, and then through the central United States as well. So we'll definitely see how these atmospheric river events affect this as well. There's always a question is when, what precipitation amount is too much.
Yes.
Obviously 15 inches in Southern California is probably going to be too much. However, some of these events, if we get like 2 to 3 inches of rainfall, that might actually be very beneficial to some of these areas.
Big time.
Guys, you can see these atmospheric river events. So the red shaded areas here and the gray and the white depict very intense amounts of precipitable water in the atmosphere, which we discussed in our last lecture with the supercell discussion. You can just see that, guys. It's almost like a fire hose event, especially hitting the west coast here. So you can see there's a little lull in the activity, and then it just peaks again multiple times. So it's definitely going to be an interesting event. As we said, watch out for mudslides, landslides, flash flooding, things like that. It's definitely going to be a very intense situation. A lot of rainfall and a lot of snowfall in the Sierra Nevadas and along within the Rockies as well. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But it's definitely interesting to see the way that comes in. It almost looks like it comes in as waves, which it does. But it's neat to see that.
Velocity there, just to.
Oh yeah, that's a fire hose
For sure.
But yeah, basically, guys, so we have that bunch of atmospheric river events coming in, so waves of moisture for the next week. And even beyond that, guys, so it's definitely pretty interesting to see. The brunt of this is going to be within central and southern California. So definitely be on the lookout for that. The Sierra Nevadas are going to get rocked by snowfall, even into the Rocky Mountains and portions of the higher terrain into Oregon and Washington as well, getting into that action. So it's definitely pretty crazy. Salt Lake City will be getting in on the action of snow as well. Right now, we really don't have snow totals for those areas yet and for the rest of the country, but we definitely will be looking at that as we get closer to these events coming in. Yeah, guys, this is just to reiterate the precipitation amounts that were expected here. So it's definitely pretty crazy. You can definitely see these atmospheric river events coming in and just decimating some of these areas with rainfall. Areas in central and southern California are getting up to 15 inches of rainfall, and then the Sierra Nevadas they're expecting between 10 and 17 feet of snow. So
to add on that, when potential snow melt later, that could definitely
oh yeah,
add more
exactly.
to the totals as well once it's all said and done.
But it's definitely pretty crazy here, guys. Even the central United States, where the drought monitor was exceeding very high levels, definitely getting in on the action of some rain and snow as well. So that might be very beneficial for those areas.
And just to reiterate on some of the snowfall totals about and the Sierra Nevadas and surrounding areas, so definitely still mind-boggling to see that they're getting 17 feet of snow. I almost said inches because I'm used to saying inches,
That's all right.
not feet. And you have parts
awesome.
of some areas even getting in the double digits in feet as well. And
Yeah, it's definitely pretty crazy to see here, guys. That bullseye there, 206 inches, almost 207. That's about 17 and a quarter feet of snow, guys. So that's definitely very crazy to see some of these snowfall totals coming out. Within the Sierra Nevadas. Fortunately, they're pretty used to these events, but I don't know if they're going to be used to a 17-foot snowfall event. Of course, these are multiple events coming into one, with the atmospheric rivers coming in, but that's still going to be a lot of snow over the next 2 weeks.
absolutely.
So definitely be on the lookout there, guys. All right, guys. So we're definitely into a week of wild weather here, guys. You can definitely see those troughs coming in. This is the 500 millibar analysis map. You can see that trough dipping down. That's what actually is going to create the severe weather event down to the south. So you can definitely see it's going to look like a ski jump pattern, guys. So there's definitely going to be some severe weather for sure next week in terms of intensity as well as the confidence in the models. So there's definitely going to be a severe weather event. Unfortunately, it's hard to tell exactly how strong this event will be. But we'll definitely take a look at some of the data from the SPC just to show you guys, see what the experts are actually saying in terms of that. First, guys, we'll take a look at this snowfall event. It's going to take place within the upper Midwest here, guys. So you could definitely see that snowfall definitely coming in across Nebraska, portions of Iowa getting completely covered with snow, and an icing event as well in the pink there. I do apologize that this is pretty fast animation, so it's kind of hard to keep track of it. But you can definitely see, especially into Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, even into Michigan as well, getting some of that snow. And then on the backside of this system, we have a little bit of wraparound cold air that's going to come down and impact areas like Chicago, Indianapolis, and into Ohio as well. And then you can see this next storm system coming into the Rockies right after that, guys. So you can definitely see these storms are back to back. And then, of course, we have the severe weather to the south as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, you can definitely see those cells popping up there very, very intensely. So this is actually the lightning density profile. So you can definitely see how strong those storms actually get.
You even need to see some discrete supercells, like and some embedded in some of these lines there for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's going to be some prefrontal confluence bands as well. We definitely have to watch out for those. Prefrontal confluence bands are typically discrete supercells. their tornado chances are sort of 50-50 in those kind of storms, just because of the sort of lower dynamics that occur in the prefrontal confluence bands. But nevertheless, there's still definitely a chance for tornadoes. And then as that main line comes through, we're going to see a lot of bow echoes, bowing segments, things like that. So definitely a lot of damaging wind events, and probably some severe hail as well. Definitely tornadoes cannot be ruled out at this time. We'll definitely continue to monitor the situation, just to show you guys, and to make sure that you guys are, weather aware, and that you guys are prepared for certain events that come in. So it's definitely an interesting wild weather week that we're going to experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah, guys, you could definitely see this is a rare day 6 event, or day 5 maybe, I guess now, right?
Yeah, but it started as that day 6, so definitely.
Exactly. So definitely it's pretty crazy. So confidence is increasing as to whether a severe weather event will take shape on Monday the 2nd and potentially into Tuesday the 3rd. So a possible enhanced risk may need to be issued for Monday due to the increasing threat of numerous thunderstorms. The GFS and the European models are beginning to agree on the fact that a severe weather event will take place. However, both models disagree on the timing of this event. And as Justin and I both stated, we'll continue to monitor the progression of these events for sure. Just to reiterate some of these totals, for the ingredients here, guys, you can definitely see those dew points. The atmosphere is becoming very, very juicy, especially in the south and deep south here, guys. But you can see that system as it pushes in. You can see the dry line moving in. So definitely some supercells are definitely going to form along that dry line. So you can definitely see 40s behind this and 60s out in front of this. Dew points even into the 70s as well.
So
definitely very juicy atmosphere here, guys. I don't think the dew points get very high in our area. They do get into the 50s, so that's pretty good. That could be 57 degree dew points in the Pittsburgh area is pretty good. So we may see possibly a rumble of thunder or two from that. Definitely some precipitation and maybe some damaging winds as well. But for the south, portions of Louisiana, eastern Texas, into Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, stretching all the way basically to the eastern coast here, guys. There's definitely potential for severe thunderstorms, and then definitely tornadoes can't be ruled out in this situation for sure. And just to reiterate, guys, we're going to have that massive low-level jet coming in as well. So we're going to have the dew points surging up from the Gulf of Mexico, and we're also going to have the right above the surface here, so about 3,500 feet, guys. We're going to have very, very intense low-level winds and low-level jet here. Some values actually exceed 80 knots in certain locations. That's definitely
impressive.
Definitely very impressive. So the ingredients are there for a severe weather event to happen next week, guys. So Monday into Tuesday, possibly even to Wednesday and beyond, guys. So we definitely keep you guys informed about this. So it's definitely pretty crazy to see for sure. It's very, at least for us, I hate to say, but it's kind of exciting that we actually get to see severe weather events.
It is, absolutely.
But it is also unfortunate for those that are impacted by these events as well. So just to reiterate here, guys, these precipitation amounts are definitely going to be very crazy here, guys. You can definitely see, even in the Pittsburgh area, up to 2 inches of precipitation. But down to the south here, guys, when you get into the panhandle of Florida, up into Alabama as well, I mean, we're looking at 6 to 10 inches of rainfall. So that's definitely pretty crazy, even across eastern Texas as well, getting into the 3 to 4 inch range, into Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, all the way up through Indiana and Ohio as well. So it's definitely pretty crazy to see, for sure. And definitely Southern California, Central and Southern California, definitely be on the lookout for those heavier and those larger amounts of rainfall. And then, of course, into the Sierra Nevadas, as we talked about, between 10 and 17 feet of snow. That's definitely pretty crazy.
Indeed, for sure. So this is definitely not a thing to scare you, for sure. This is just us giving you the information just to make sure you guys are prepared for these types of situations. So definitely just heed the warnings, heed your local meteorologist, and always stay tuned to World Weather 40 for more information on these storms as these storms become more detailed and more refined, and we'll definitely update you guys on when these storms are coming and when to expect these to happen.
Definitely. So it's definitely always best to be prepared, guys. So make sure your emergency kits are prepared. Make sure you guys have water, food, just in case the power does go out. And also make a plan with your family, guys. Your family and friends. So that way, if severe weather events do strike in your neck of the woods, definitely it's always better to be prepared than not be prepared. So make sure you guys have a safe location to go to. If you're out on the roads, make sure you get to a sturdy shelter. Do not seek shelter under an overpass, I guess I should say, or underpass, whichever you want to say, because winds can actually be funneled under there even quicker than what they are on the outside. So definitely be on the lookout for that, guys. Turn around, don't drown, guys. So if you see flooding, your life is more important than where you're going. So always remember, just turn around, don't drown. Definitely, you don't want to get in situations like that for sure, guys. Alright, guys. Well, definitely thank you for watching another video, guys. Definitely be sure, if you haven't subscribed yet, definitely please consider hitting that subscribe button. Definitely comment down below as well, and definitely hit that like button. It lets YouTube know that this video is getting traction in their algorithm. Absolutely. And it would definitely help to spread this information out there to keep people safe. As we stated earlier, unfortunately, lives were lost in the last storm system that we've seen. And unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 storm systems here in the next couple weeks here, guys. So unfortunately, the threat of the loss of life increases with these storms. But definitely be prepared. Definitely if you have NOAA weather radios, definitely have those charged up, guys. Get the batteries going there. Definitely have candles and flashlights ready to go as well. Definitely have your emergency preparedness kit. And always have a plan, guys. If severe weather strikes your area, that way you definitely be prepared and not caught off guard, guys. But definitely check us out also on Facebook at World Weather Authority. We do hope to get the drone in the air soon. Just take a little bit longer than I expected. I'm trying to get my phone back in order here. And then if you guys, if you have the means to donate and you would like to, you can do so at the PayPal link here at paypal.me/World Weather Authority. Obviously, it is not mandatory or required. It just helps boost our brand and build our brand. So definitely we appreciate it. And always remember, guys,
never
stop chasing.